Thank you again for joining Proud of the Podcast. Here to explain another day and age that we're living in. In this day and age, we are living in, the governments of the world are continually manipulating, confusing, and not protecting the innocence that is found within the borders of the nations they represent. The governments of this world is no longer providing assistance to its civilians for the purpose of safety, the purpose of moral living, for the purpose of godly living, for the purpose of a free state, and the purpose of keeping us from tyranny, keeping us from criminals, but they are allowing, confusing, and continue to manipulate the masses through media, through our televisions, through our social networks that we have now, through all types of networks that people are involved with. They are now assisting in the prevalent drug, child sex rings, and other wickedness that we, the people of the world, are funding by taxes that we are paying so that they can traffic drugs to our youth, traffic sex through the word I'm guessing I'm looking for here is they are pretty much trafficking with our tax dollars children for government employees and those that are supposed to be protecting children and hiding behind all types of government institutions. In secrecy, though, they are manipulating and taking these children and selling them as sex slaves across many nations. The governments of this world are no longer about God's business, but about the devil's business. And the devil's business seems to be really good these days because there's a lot of confusion. A lot of people are listening to the devil and listening to what all the devil has in store and is allowing to happen within the borders of nations that they say that their allegiance is to, but in reality, their allegiance is to Lucifer himself. Their allegiance is to kill your children, rape your children, sexually assault your children, kill your families, destroy your life, take all that you have, throw you out, and beat you like you've never been beaten before. The governments of this world are rising up against the innocents. They are rising up against God's people. They are rising up against all that is good and found good within this world. And as we all sit here tonight, or tomorrow, or the next day, that is their goal every single day, is to manipulate, confuse, brainwash, and destroy every single person out there that their message can penetrate the heart of. And they are using tax money. They are using all types of money. They are using drug money. They are using child sex money. They are using every avenue of approach to get the money. And then with this money, they funnel more and more children into the borders of their governments where they are sexually assaulted, sexually molested, and killed. And the governments of the world are using your money, and they're taking your children and they're destroying them with the drugs and everything else that they are allowing to happen to society. They are allowing criminals out on the street every single day so that those criminals can penetrate and destroy you. They are allowing all types of different things in this day and age. In this day and age, nothing is hidden anymore, though. If you still think that your government is trying to protect you and your family, you're sadly mistaken. They are trying to destroy it. They're trying to make you divorce. They're trying to split up your children. They're trying to turn your children gay. They're trying to turn your children into the most vile piece of shit humanity has ever seen. And it is a sad, sad state that we're living in. That we have full-grown adults that are still trying to say that they can do nothing. And our government will continue to railroad our rights. They will railroad until they kill us all by all types of ways that they are planning and have planned and will still be planning in the future. This is just the beginnings of what we've seen over the last 30, 40, 50 years and how they have manipulated and through manipulation controlled how we think, what we do, how we do, and what we want out of life. They have preached to us through lies and deception, and many have listened, and many right now are in hell. Many right now will never ever live a good life because they don't want anything but hell. They want hell on earth. They want your children to worship Satan. They want your children to allow themselves to be sexually molested. They want adults to ignore all problems, to never be pissed off, and just take it up the ass, as to say. We are living in a totally dystopian world where nobody has the balls, has the back to actually do and say what needs to be said and do what needs to be done. Because right now our governments are failing its people. It is failing those it is vowed to protect. It is allowing criminals to stay alive while they kill our children, while they kill our wives, while they kill our husbands, while they kill our children, while they kill our society, while they kill our communities, while they kill. That is all government is there for at this point. And if you think not, then you are sadly mistaken. Our governments throughout this world are failing its people. It is not bringing about the National Guard when it should. It is not bringing about the Army when it should. It is not bringing the police when it should. It is allowing our children to be killed in schools. It is allowing our tax money is paying for drugs to be brought into this country. Our tax dollars are no longer going for good things. They are being trafficked for drug money. They are being trafficked for theft. They are being trafficked for all types of things to come into this country to kill your children, to kill your family, and destroy your communities. They are no longer trying to protect what should be protected. They are no longer trying to be who they should want to be if they're a part of government life. We are living in a time, in a day and age where government officials, government institutions are all in cahoots to destroy everything that was ever good about the countries which we live in, the borders of the countries we live in. They are here to destroy our history, our futures, our now, and our laters. We will have nothing to show for in a few more years with the tyranny that is coming upon us. The drugs, the crime, the murder rates, the total destruction of the dollar, the total destruction of humanity, the total destruction of family life, the total destruction of our world as we know it. For in this lifetime, many will find that everything they was told is just a lie. Everything they're being thrown at them is just a deterrence from them to learn the truth about what is really going on within their government, within the world itself, and how Lucifer has tied up all the nations to do his bidding. Lucifer has been let loose, and his power is in the governments of this world. And at this point, if you do not believe in Satan, then you have not been watching enough of what is going on, what has been going on, what will continue to go on, because we live in a wicked world full of wickedness and wicked people. And without good people to go out there and do what needs to be done, wickedness will continue to rule in our governments. They will rule over us, and they will still entrap us, entangle us, confuse us, steal from us, lie to us, cheat us, and throw us in jail when we start to speak the truth, as they are doing right now. Right now, our government is paying off the churches. They're paying off the football. They're paying off every single thing to accept the lie that is being given, accept all that is being handed down to us, that everything is being turned more and more and more into a shit show where we have so many people, so many things that are continuing to spiral out of control. We have adults that we've seen all our lives turn into the most evilest people that you have ever seen in your life. And they are doing it all for the almighty dollar. They're being paid off. They're being told to shut up, take the money and run, or die. Many lives are being threatened. Our government and its institutions are threatening millions of lives across its own borders, that no one should speak out and no one should say the truth, and nobody should ever say anything against what they are pronouncing to be truth. which in all reality is a lie from Satan himself. And many churches have turned themselves over, have given themselves over for the almighty dollar that the government, your tax money has went to pay off, so that these lies can be repeated in your schools, repeated in your churches, repeated in your communities, and across this world, with penetrating all governments around the world. And all governments are falling for it. And all peoples are falling for it. And all peoples are bowing to the beast. For the beast is coming in this day and age. And many are falling into its traps, into its claws, into its jaws. And many will perish. Many will never wake up tomorrow, for they are swallowing this lie. And I tell you, many out there, if you hear this message, then you are already condemned if you do nothing to stop what is going on within the borders of your countries, where your government is telling you that you're going to take it without saying a word. It will be a new deal that I'll be putting out. A new podcast will be coming out. That podcast is going to be probably something to do with, I'm pretty sure it will be people is people not pissed off? Are you not pissed off? Are you not ready to do something? Then are the messages that are coming. You're not ready yet? Where have you been? I mean, we are living in a day and age where the governments are no longer working for the people that are giving the most. They're giving the most. The government is not giving to ones that are giving. They're giving your money to pedophiles. They're giving your money to sex rings. They're giving your money to child sex rings. They're giving your money to subsidize for companies that want to destroy your nation. They're subsidizing money to teach a message to your kids in all these public schools that is a total lie from hell. And many continue to believe it. Many continue to be transformed by its power of lies and deception and confusion, bringing confusion upon our children, bringing deception upon the children, and nobody's pissed off yet. You're not ready for that message, but that message is coming. I mean, this is the new day and age. The new day and age where your government takes your money and tells you to shut the fuck up. We're going to take your money. We're going to spend it so more drugs can come into this country and kill your youth and kill your family and kill your communities. Oh yeah, and we're not going to take the money and give it to the small towns in America because they were racist, because they deserve no money. These small towns, they deserve no money. They deserve everything they're getting. They're not even giving money to the small towns. They're stealing all the money, and it's not even trickling down to these small areas. If you've not noticed, all around America and all around the world, small towns are just being demolished. Small towns are just being eradicated by theft, by violence, by all types of wickedness. These small towns are being decimated by our government. Our government is no longer bringing protection for its people. It is allowing people to be murdered. It is allowing people to be destroyed. It is allowing lives to be destroyed just for a person to be able to be rich. To be rich, they are destroying our communities, our nations, our borders. They're destroying our laws. They're destroying our humanity. They are destroying everything they possibly can because, see, they have pled their allegiances to this destroyer of this world, Lucifer. And they are proud of it. And they desire what is happening within all around us, all around the world right now, where many nations are just letting the people be decimated by criminals, be decimated by the filth that lives within the city walls, what lives in the state walls, what lives in the nation itself. And then allowing us, taxpayers, to pay for the murderers, the rapists, pay for the pedophiles that destroyed families across this nation. And they have us paying our tax money to this. Do you not understand yet, people? Do you not understand that you cannot continue in this path? Do you not understand that there is a time that you have to be fed up, that you have to be tired, that you have to be ready, that you have to be anointed by a God to overcome what is happening to you in your life, in your community, in your everything that you are a part of, your network? The government institutions are only wicked institutions now. They are filled with wicked people that don't believe in God, people that believe in a God that you don't believe in. They are full of bullshit and bubblegum, and people are being paid millions and millions of dollars to allow your towns, your cities, your borders to be overrun with violence, to be overrun with drugs, be overrun with wickedness, to be overrun by all types of evil. And here we are today, still smiling like everything's fine, still laughing like everything's funny. But to your own destruction. Do you laugh when your house burns down? Do you smile when your car gets totaled? Do you smile when a family member gets murdered? Do you smile and laugh when your child gets molested? Do you smile and laugh when your daughter is raped? I mean, people, you have lost your sanity. Gain some sanity in your life. You have embraced insanity. You've embraced it. Throughout the nations of the world have embraced such insanity, such filth. Do you not clean up your house? Do you not clean up your streets as you do your house? Is not your streets, your house, just as your hallways in your house? Do you just leave them full of filth? When are we going to clean up the filth in this country and around the world and throughout all the lands of the world? Clean up the filth. Do you take baths in shit and piss? Do you eat your own feces and laugh and smile about it? Because that's what's happening. People are still laughing while our children are dying every day to fentanyl. Do you piss in your own mouth? This is total filth that's happening in this world by our own governments. And people are still laughing and acting like everything's fine. While women are abusing children, lying to children, sexually assaulting children. Women are no longer loving people. They're allowing their children to listen to the filth, be a part of the filth, try to understand the filth. Do you try to understand a maggot? Do you try to understand throw up? After you throw up, do you try to sit there and look at it and analyze it? Do you take a dog that tries to bite off your leg and put him in a box and just keep him there as we do prisoners? This world has gone insane. It's gone totally insane. You got to have godliness. You have to have patience to understand that this world is evil and that no evil should be kept in a cage and analyzed. That it should be put away. That it should be put down. That it be struck by a sword. That no evil should be allowed to not perish. It is not good to keep evil around. Would you keep your son or your daughter? Would you keep her in the same house as the one who rapes her? Would you keep your son in the same house of a person that rapes him, molests him? If you are, you embraced insanity. If you think that we should keep people in chains and in society somehow after committing such filthy acts without being put down, you have driven yourself insane. You have kept yourself in a very, very filthy place. You're in a very filthy place if you think these things should go on within a society, especially a society that wants to be healthy-minded. Everybody's talking about mental. Yes, you do have mental problems within nations, especially when you throw God out and you try to adopt all these new laws and new stipulations that are embracing insanity, embracing destruction. When your mom and dad told you when you was young, don't jump on the bed, but you go jump on the bed and they whoop the living hell out of you, do you not think that that's not going to happen to a bad nation? A bad nation will be whooped just as hard, if not harder, for its wickedness. That we keep allowing, that we keep embracing, we keep accepting. We're to the point now where we accept everything, everyone. We accept child molesters. You might as well just get child molesters to teach your children. You might as well get sexual deviants to teach your kids about sexuality. You might as well get Satanists to teach in your churches. Oh, wait, you already do. You dumbass people in these nations and throughout this world. Oh, yeah, you already do all that. You already have a bunch of racists in every area. You already have it. You already given it over to them. You know? And you smile and you laugh like you got it all figured out. And you don't have shit figured out. But I'm telling you tonight, I'm telling you some knowledge. I'm telling you, you're accepting everything. You know? You're accepting of your daughter being raped and it being fine. You're accepting of your son being told he's not welcome here. You're so entangled in trying to become rich, you would rather not speak out that your riches might be took from you, that what you have might be took from you. That's okay, though, because you're going to burn in hell for it. You're going to burn in hell for it. That's okay, because in this day and age, that's what the people want. They want to burn in hell for eternity. They love it. They desire to burn in hell for eternity. But I tell anybody, if you want to burn in hell in eternity, why don't you hold your hand over an open flame? And if you can hold it there for 30 minutes until it's charred off, you're ready for hell. But if you're not, if you can't do that, then you might want to check how to go about it the right way. Because I'm going to tell you something. All this stuff that these governments are doing, we wouldn't be confused if you had God in your life. You wouldn't be manipulated if you had God in your life. You wouldn't be destroyed if you had God in your life. But you're going to be destroyed. And your sons and daughters are going to be destroyed too. And those that already have been destroyed, guess what? I asked the question, where was God in your life when it happened? Because I'm going to tell you, most people never was there. And they're wondering why their daughters are gone. They're wondering why their sons are in prison. They wonder why their daughter's in prison. They wonder this, they wonder that. Don't wonder anymore. It's called God. Don't wonder anymore. God. Because you never taught them about God. You never cared enough to whoop their ass. Oh, I taught them everything about God, but you never whooped their ass. You never did what needed to be done in this day and age. You never showed them the right way about things, and now they're gone. And believe me, billions more are going to be gone before it's done. Because people have embraced what this message is in this day and age. And that's fine. Embrace it. Keep embracing it. Keep accepting it. Keep wanting it. Keep wanting a female to be president. Keep wanting a pedophile to be the first speaker of the House. Keep wanting a sexual deviant to be your governor. Keep wanting it, because God's going to give it to you. God's going to give you everything. He's going to give a knife to your daughter. He's going to give a gun to your son, and you're going to all fucking die. That's what's going to happen. That is what is happening. God's given you everything you want. You sexual deviants. That's what he's going to give you. He's going to give you a knife. He's going to give you a sword. He's going to give you a gun. He's going to give you a rope. He's going to give it all to you. And you're going to hang yourself. You're going to shoot yourself in the head. You're going to do every one of those things because you wouldn't accept the truth about life, about reality. In this day and age, the reality is you need a Savior. The reality is you need a new God in your life. Not the God of this world, but the God over all things. But guess what? Most probably won't ever hear this message, and that's fine. But those that hear it in this day and age and do nothing, those that hear it, this word has to do something because it doesn't come back void. This message doesn't come back void. It comes back 10 times 10 billion. This message will come back 10 times 10 billion. Meaning, when I tell you that there will be these things given to you, it will be given to you 10 times a billion. And it will be because you want to accept evil. You want to accept there's no God. You want to accept sodomites. You want to accept child molesters. You want to accept murderers. You want to accept rapists. You want to accept drug dealers that are killing your whole entire communities have been decimated by this drug fentanyl. And you keep accepting all this. You keep accepting that your police are protecting your community. Oh yeah, they really are. Let me tell you. Your fucking community's dying every night by at least 100 to 200 people in some cities. Possibly thousands in your city are overdosing right now. And the fucking cops ain't doing shit. Because guess what? That's a government entity. That's a government place that is being paid off by your tax dollars to allow you to kill yourself, allow your son to kill himself, allow that rapist to jump in the car with your daughter and drive off with her. That is what is being paid for from your tax dollars in your communities all across the globe. You want to know who can stop child sex rings, child sex slaves? You want to know what can stop drug dealers? You want to know what can stop murderers? You, 10 times 10 billion, can stop it. But if you only look at yourself, you will never overcome nothing. You will never overcome nothing. But like I said, this day and age, this is the message that needs to be preached to the masses, to the billions, to the trillions, to the gadillions, because this is what is happening in our world today. And without at least somebody raising their voice, we will never overcome nothing. And I ask that y'all would just continue speaking these words because it's going to take 10 billion. 10 billion is the number to change course across this globe. It is the only way to get us back and correct the wickedness that has happened in this world. This world has a wickedness problem. It has a no God policy. It has acceptance of everything evil and no acceptance, no tolerance for God at all. For the living true God there is no tolerance. It's a zero tolerance world. They don't want your family thinking about God. They don't want your children thinking about God. They don't want your community thinking about God. They don't want your state to think about God. They don't want your nation to think about a God. But I ask that somebody out there think about God. Think about God. Keep Him on your mind. Keep God in your mind at all times, wherever you're at right now. It is time to start thinking about God. When I say God, there's only one, Jesus Christ. That's the only God there is. There is no other God. They're all fake. They're all phony. They're all liars. It's all deception. And it's all bullshit. But I don't want to continue this. We're going to go out saying thank you for listening to Private Podcast. Hope you're enjoying these messages. Hope you will continue to enjoy these messages. And no bullshit here.